you've seen Peacemaker season 2, episode 1?
Yeah.
Thoughts, opinions?
It's great. It's really fun.
So many dongs though.
Yeah. If you even had an inkling of a thought that you might watch this show with your kids, don't. Even if they're adults, don't watch it with them.
No.
You don't. It's going to get awkward.
I actually thought they should just rename that episode Dongton Abbey, because there were so many dongs. There were also boobs, guys.
Yeah.
There were some boobs for you. But yes, they dive into very familiar James Gunn waters, but they have a purpose. It's not just to shock. The whole idea is Chris, Peacemaker, is not in a good place. He's not at his lowest, but they clearly set up that he thought after what he had done in season 1, and there's the mild retcon of pretty much everything did happen, but he didn't meet the Justice League at the end. He met the Justice Gang, and they full on do the exact scene, but they replace them with there's Mr. Terrific in the chair and Hawk Girl
and Supergirl.
Holy crap. And he makes some thing about him throwing up on the flying carpet that Guy Gardner had made for him.
He tells people I'm a puke freak.
He goes, yeah, this guy thinks I'm a puke freak. All that worked fine. They're just basically, and the setup, which is like a flashback, they show us the changes they made. And it all worked. I was like, yeah, I've got no problem with it.
It's brilliant.
But yeah, so he thinks he's going to be accepted, and he goes in because apparently there's a membership drive for the Justice Gang. Maxwell Lord is there. You saw this in the trailer. And I like the fact that White Rabbit is on her way out. She is an obscure. She's actually a Batman villain.
I didn't even know that was okay. I was wondering.
That's an actual character.
Yeah.
I think she can teleport is her thing. I think she can bounce around, and she is a Batman villain. I think she teamed up with Mad Hatter because it's another Alice in Wonderland theme kind of deal. So it is interesting that maybe she's one of those like Peacemaker that's not really bad, and they considered letting her on the team.
So this is her origin story as a villain. In this
she walks out crying.
I'll show them.
Yep, and Peacemaker. The thing I do like again is that we know that he can hear them, but it's really good acting on Cena's part because he's choosing to just answer the questions directed to him. And it's not till they go really far into it that he's like, am I supposed to be able to know that what you're saying? And they're like, what, he can hear us? And he's like, yeah, I heard the whole thing. So they're shit talking him and they're ignoring him and talking about who ate all the popcorn and stuff like that. They have no interest in him whatsoever. And that sends him down a spiral, and he drinks.
I love that scene because you don't really pick up on it in the trailer version of it, which is much shorter. The actual scene is probably about twice as long as the trailer scene. But when he's saying that, it's like, you can hear me, right? And he's explaining, reiterating the things he's said. His voice is kind of cracking a little bit because he's like he's already kind of losing it. It's like, fuck, man.
Cena acts the hell out of it.
He's great. He really is great in this whole episode.
Gardner did this as kind of a prank, so he's laughing. And he's like, I shouldn't be the one to set up AV equipment anyway. I like all that stuff. But Maxwell Lord does feel bad. Like, dude, oh God. And then of course, it because it's James Gunn, he has to get in the last joke, which is, does that mean that White Rabbit lady heard me talking about her camel toe? It's like, how many times did I bring up the camel toe?
Even Guy Gardner looks concerned. He was like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, I know. So that is, again, a James Gunn strength. I have no problem with James Gunn stepping back from the big characters and continuing doing it because he has that wicked sense of humor he wants to use. And I know that he knows that that's not the tone you can take with Wonder Woman and Batman and all that kind of stuff. I know he can do more because Superman proved it. But at the same time, I think this is his comfort zone, and it's great because no one else is going to do that. Yeah. But he does always put heart in it. You feel bad. I mean, Peacemaker's a weirdo. Vigilante's a weirdo. The most stable people in that group are the guy who still works for Argus,
economist,
Waller's daughter. They're like good friends and solid dudes, but with Harcourt, James Gunn's wife's character,
she's unraveling.
She's messed up too. Yeah, it's like they did save the world, and nobody really celebrating it. And you're like, geez, Fuck you,
Yeah.
dudes. Oh, and then he finds an alternate universe.
Yeah. So that was the interesting revelation. I'm sure we're going to learn a lot more about this as the season goes along, but I think it's in the previously on sequence where there's a line of dialogue where I think it's Vigilante says, "Wow, your dad was pretty smart for a racist," right? Something like that. And so they bring up, that's where we're reintroduced again to the quantum unfolding what's it, closet,
something like that.
Site.
I mean, I don't think they alter anything from season 1. It's just
no, but
that they wanted to show you that to explain.
Yeah.
What I liked was this show, the original series made you think that is something that White Dragon, Peacemaker's racist, awful father, created because he was brilliant to keep all of his equipment. What this series shows you is that he created his own doorway into it, but it is a pocket sort of quantum.
It's a shared space.
Shared space, which I think is a great idea. That was so weird and trippy that he walks in and there are all these other doors, and some look like human doors and some are sci-fi doors, and there's an alien that walks out and he tries to like go, "Hey neighbor," kind of thing, and the alien just looks at him like fuck you, and goes back in. And he chases Eagly. And that's another great idea, is that Eagly just wants to go for a walk, which is like trying to wake up Peacemaker to take him so he can fly outside. And he's like, I don't want to go outside, it's cold. So he decides, that's a huge quantum space, I'll just let Eagly go flying in there. And Eagly finds an exact duplicate door and is knocking on it. And I guess Peacemaker's never really explored this space, because he does find Eagly and finds a door that looks exactly like his with a keypad. And it's the same code, and he opens it into like this mansion, and basically it's an alternate universe where White Dragon, we still don't know, I mean, he seems like a really awesome guy, and he's definitely done heroic things with his 2 sons. It's another big thing, is that Peacemaker's brother, who he accidentally killed, in a pit fight, in that universe, he grew up to be the guy who was the fiance of Pam in The Office. That actor's David Denham. He was in The Office. Okay. But yeah. And this seems to be a very loving family of dad and 2 brothers. And there are these trophies on the wall. What are they called? The Top Trio. Yeah, they're called the Top Trio, and they fight together. So it's Peacemaker in that universe with White Dragon, who has blue on his outfit instead of red, like he did in Peacemaker's world.
And whatever the Keith is called, I don't know. But
I'm not sure. Oh, they did say, and I can't remember what his name is. But essentially, there are all these like articles that are also Easter eggy. It's like they took down the Ultra Humanite. I'm like, Ultra Humanite, Superman's first supervillain.
Well, James Gunn dropped something interesting on, and
did he pick it back up
on his many thread replies that he does regularly, like several times a week. He'll go on and reply to people on threads. Somebody was asking a question about White Dragon in the title sequence, the dance sequence, where we do see Robert Patrick and dressed up in that suit in the sequence, but he says something White Dragon in the sequence, and James Gunn said there is no White Dragon in the opening sequence, which means that character is not the same. I mean, he's the same person, but he's not called White Dragon, I think is what he's trying to say. But I think maybe he has a different name. Don't they call him
White Dragon in the other universe?
I don't think we hear that.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway.
But he's wearing basically the same outfit with a color swap. But he is also an extremely nice guy.
Right. I think there's that possibility. We'll see that maybe this version of him isn't racist. Maybe he's not a dick.
I mean, they could do just a flippity flu where that is just a different Earth where that ended up being different. The very clever thing is, this is the hinge of what I think the season is. It just looks like the world where our Peacemaker, the one we know, would, in a second, he would trade. He would swap. And then should we spoil if you haven't seen it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. But the whole thing is that he basically spends the night there and hangs out with his brother that's not really his brother, and the father, and it's warm and awesome. And then he's like, I'll just go sleep in the other guy's room. By the way, the official pronunciation of Bloodhaven in the DCU is Bloodhaven, which I was really happy about, because I get that it's supposed to look like Bloodhaven, but they have the 2 umlauts. So I like that this because even Titans, like the other DC show, they would call it Bloodhaven.
Bloodhaven.
But yeah, it's pronounced Bloodhaven. Anyway, so he's like, I won't run into the other me. I'll just hang out here. But he does. The other Peacemaker shows up, is like, who the fuck are you? Why are you in our house? They have this fight. And again, it's accidental. They go into the quantum like closet area and he accidentally kills the other him.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, is this the thing where most of the season it's our Peacemaker trying to be that version? Or is it something where the other father and brother find out that was an imposter Peacemaker from a different universe? I'm excited to see where it goes. I like all the characters. I love every Easter egg they drop in there. I still think that they've done Vigilante a disservice.
Yeah. Well, it's be interesting to see if there is a parallel Vigilante in this one, if he's more like the comic.
Well, I mean, if it's literally like Judge Adrian Chase, but the only problem is that this guy is also too young to have been that version. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Because the whole idea was he was in his 40s and then his family gets wiped out. They basically do a Punisher. That's the whole thing. He's like, well, I'm going to have to kill, criminals now. It's what I'm going to do. I'm Vigilante. Yeah. But anyway, it's off to a great start. And they've got a new dance sequence with another great track.
Another song. Yeah.
And the cast keeps expanding and you can kind of see who's coming back. Even Judo Master apparently is coming back because he's out there dancing in there too.
Oh yeah. There's a bunch of really slight Easter egg type things in the alternate universe.
Yeah.
Where you really have to be paying attention. Did you notice any of these things when he's in his doppelganger's room?
I was noticing all the band posters.
There's Def Leppard, which says "Pour some honey on me."
Oh,
and if you look closer, you see that Def Leppard is actually spelled correctly. It's DEAFLEO.
I did catch that, and I was like, "What is that like from a tour poster that they changed it?" But I didn't catch that they had spelled it correctly.
There's also like an alternate. There's a Scorpions, but it's with a Z. And
yes, that I caught.
It's a variation on a like it's not an album cover that actually ever existed in our reality. Also, and I caught this. I was rewatching the episode the other night when Keith drives up in this Ford truck. If you look really closely at the Ford logo on the front of the truck, it doesn't say Ford. It says Fard. It's an A instead of an O. It's very subtle.
What a weird, the idea of the parallel universes, and especially classic DC with Earth 1 and Earth 2, it was basically just about timeline differences so that you could have two different Flashes and one started in the 40s and one started later and they are different, but everything else is pretty much the same. I love that this is really random.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, just weird little changes. Oh, and he sees picture in the other universe. He and Harcourt had been
together
there,
couple. Right? Or they were together. I think
together.
Keith says that you need to get back together.
You need to get back with her. Yeah, you don't let that one go.
She's dating that narc or something. I can't remember what he says, or that something. I forget the word he uses. It's some slang about a government person. So she might be dating
about her being a government person.
No, I think she's with somebody else. Like I know she's with that so and so, but you need to get her back.
Okay.
And I'm wondering if in that universe maybe she's dating Rick Flag Sr. or something like that.
Oh, or Rick Flag. Wouldn't that be cool if they actually
or
in
the
that universe?
Son. Yeah,
get him back.
Yeah,
Joel Kinnaman.
And damn, I've lost my train of thought again.
Sorry.
Imagine that.
We're getting old. By the way, guys, we're now approaching our 70s. So I hope you're enjoying. Well, we're approaching our 70s. We were approaching our 70s when we were born.
Oh, this is the thing. This is the thing I mentioned to you in Messenger a few days ago. And this probably doesn't mean what I'm hoping it means.
What is it? I know where you, yeah.
But James Gunn refers to this
calls it Earth 2.
As Earth 2. Yeah. And he put a little spoilery tag over it, which could just be him trying to prevent people from knowing about the parallel universe, even though it's in the trailers. But I thought that was interesting. What if it is like the modern day version of Earth 2?
I mean, if it really was Earth 2, then you'd have old Batman. But why would Peacemaker? Well, Peacemaker is a later character, so you could have like a classic Justice Society that started in World War II. You could totally have that.
It would be kind of cool. We find Superman in that universe, and it's like an aged up David Cornsweet, like he's 70 years old or something.
And really cool. I have a feeling, knowing James Gunn, it's like just puts in a phone call. Can you do 2 days of shooting? Yeah, all right.
Mm-hmm. He did say there's a big cameo in this show.
He says that episodes 6 and 8 are the craziest things he's ever done, and he's the proudest of them.
Yeah.
I think he does talk in that kind of superlative stuff. He said that about other things too. Like episode 4 of Creature Commandos, the thing I'm the most proud of. And I'm like, I'm glad he's proud of the work. Even though I know that last year must have been crazy for him. He made it through. I mean, to do an animated series, a major motion picture, and a full season of another show all in a year is like, that's crazy. And of course, overseeing all the scripts and stuff that comes in. So I can't wait. I don't know if we'll go week to week with Peacemaker, but I'm sure we'll talk about it again. You guys let us know if you're digging it so far. I know we're only one episode in, but I do like the fact that James Gunn's DC universe can have all of this in it. Can have that wonderful Superman and Mr. Terrific existing in a world with John Cena's Peacemaker and, the Creature Commandos. Somewhere David Harbour's Frankenstein is running around, and I'm all about it. So, loving it so far. But I am serious when I brought up, it'd be cool if we covered Buckaroo Banzai. Just because I love it. And it's a movie I can't believe we haven't done.
I would love to talk about that movie, even if only 50 people watch the episode.
So, I mean, because we won't always talk about Superman. I hope you're okay with that. I hope
we do occasionally have, annoyed but caring commenters to say, is Superman the only thing you guys talk about? And I have to tell them, no.
We hear and appreciate. And it's not the only thing we talk about. It's just that this year was building up to a very high watermark of Superman history. Yeah. And that high watermark has passed, and we feel good. We feel very good, and we've got some Supergirling coming up next year. It's a super time to be alive.